February 6, 1943. In a cold briefing room at the Wolf's Lair, a revolutionary new weapon was presented to Adolf Hitler. It was the MP-43, the prototype of what we now know as the StG 44, the world's first modern assault rifle. But instead of seeing the future of warfare, Hitler saw an annoyance. He was obsessed with traditional long-range rifles and submachine guns. He despised the intermediate cartridge, fearing it was a compromise that satisfied no one. Shortly after the meeting, a telegram was sent by Albert Speer to the Waffenamt demanding the immediate termination of the machine carbine project. In our history, the weapon was developed in secret, and by the time it was renamed the Sturmgewehr to please the Führer, it was 1944. The war was already lost. But what if Hitler had taken the opposite view? What if, in early 1942, he had recognized the genius of the design and ordered a total conversion of the German infantry to the assault rifle? To understand the impact, we must look at the killing fields of the Eastern Front. In late 1942, the streets of Stalingrad were a nightmare of close-quarters combat. German soldiers with bolt-action Kar 98K rifles were often outgunned by Soviet squads armed with the PPS H-41 submachine gun. In the ruins of the tractor factory, the rate of fire was everything. If the German 6th Army had been equipped with the StG 44 a year earlier, the Rattenkrieg would have been a slaughter. The StG offered the range of a rifle with the suppressive power of a machine gun. Every single soldier would have possessed the firepower of an entire squad. Then came Kursk, the largest tank battle in history. One of the greatest failures for the panzers was the lack of infantry firepower to protect them from Soviet anti-tank teams hidden in the tall grass. A wall of lead from mass-produced assault rifles could have swept those fields clear, keeping the Soviet sappers at bay and allowing the panzers to break the line. Could it have exhausted Soviet manpower? It is a grim calculation. The Soviets relied on massive human wave attacks to overwhelm German positions. The StG 44 was designed specifically to break those waves. The casualty ratio would have skyrocketed. While it might not have won the war against the industrial might of the USSR, it could have bled the Red Army to a standstill, forcing a stalemate that could have lasted years. Now imagine June 6, 1944, the hills above Omaha Beach. In our reality, the American GIs were pinned down by MG-42 machine guns, but between those machine gun nests were riflemen with slow-firing bolt-action rifles. If every German soldier in the bunkers of Normandy had been armed with an StG 44, Omaha Beach would have become a literal wall of fire. The suppressive capability would have been so intense that moving off the shingle would have been suicidal. The 11th hour weapon that arrived in trickle numbers in 1944 could have turned the Atlantic Wall into an impenetrable fortress. The StG 44 was the ancestor of every modern assault rifle, from the AK-47 to the M16. It was a weapon from the future, but because of bureaucratic delay and Hitler's own short-sightedness, it remained a footnote in a collapsing empire. Next time on the 11th hour WW2, we look at the Maus, Germany's 188-ton super-heavy tank. Subscribe to join the archive.